Thank you for joining us. Yet another exciting episode of School Big with NetOne, proudly brought to you by NetOne, Zimbabwe's leading telecommunications company. My name is Tendayo, of course, and we are going to be talking to some of your favorite stars, be it musicians, athletes. And today in studio, we have a man that came to prominence during one of the world's global pandemics, that was the coronavirus era. And he was part of a movie or a drama series that was very, very well known in Zimbabwe and across the borders. That is WADIWA, WEPAMOYO. Most people know you as Man Tawa, but we are here to demystify that, to start from the bottom to get to where you are now. And like I would like to say each and every time, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, man. So it's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you here. Let's start off with you. Who you are, what you do, and how you got to be Man Tawa. So let's start from the beginning. Who is Man Tawa?
Who is Man Tawa? Yeah, the question is always confusing because the name is Elvis Chieza. So Elvis Chieza is the guy who plays Man Tawa in WEPAMOYO. And the question who you are is always difficult because there are many layers to it.
There are many layers.
But I would say what brought me here is the fact that I'm a filmmaker and I'm an actor, and now I'm a producer.
Yeah, a producer as well.
So filmmaking is my life, and that's everything that I do. Okay. That's what I live for, and probably die for.
You die for.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. I was going through your profile, and I learned that from the beginning you grew up in Rua.
Yeah.
But then you did most of your schooling in Botswana.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that journey, the transition from Zimbabwe straight into Botswana and coming back again.
Well, born in Rua, yeah. I always say I was manufactured in Zimbabwe and then packaged in Botswana. So it was like halfway through, not even halfway, just beginning primary school in this side, and then the family decided, nah, let's relocate to Botswana. I'm sure everyone knew what was happening by that time when people were just vamoosing, going to another country. So yeah, and primary high school, and then varsity. That's when I came back to Zimbabwe, when I had the crazy idea of becoming an actor in Zimbabwe.
In Botswana.
When I was in Botswana, you know what? I'm more interested in art. Like when I trace back, I used to like photography. I became a photographer, so wildlife photography, and I don't buy Vic Fosa. But then I wanted more. Kept on wanting more. Like I felt like it was limiting. Even music, but that was my first love. Like maybe what do you call it? The Form 1.
So to record.
They don't perform. They know my talent show wrong. I made film. I made a camera. Plus my friends. You know, the moment you just do things because your friends are into it. So one of my good friends is actually a good artist.
Okay.
So he's the one who was more into it. So we're like, no, for him to get the confidence, we have to join him. So yeah, we're always there and there. But then that's when I actually figured out, okay,
you want to be doing film.
I want to be in this field of art, be it music, be it, because it's just everything around us is art. So
okay. So which part of Botswana were you saying? Because most people, when we talk about Botswana, it's either Francistown or you go Gaborone.
Yeah.
If there's anyone across the world who's watching you would be interested, with which part of Botswana was it?
Lobatse. Just a few kilometers away from Gaborone. So yeah, that's where Lobatse, Delta 1.
Okay. So how many languages do you speak?
Tswana is the first language, and then Shona. Tswana and Shona is 50-50.
Tswana 50-50.
Yeah. Setswana and then Shona and then English, of course. French, I love you, so yeah.
Why was that?
I feel like it was a necessary tool to know.
To know?
Yeah.
Can I please? Okay, wonderful. So in Botswana, obviously a lot was happening. You have relocated.
Yeah.
Did you do any sports, and how difficult was it as a kid that was raised or manufactured in Zimbabwe to move into Botswana? Because you know I've been also a newcomer at a new school. And Zainetsa, but you being a newcomer in Botswana, how difficult was it? And then when you finally found your feet, did you do any sports?
Yeah. The funny part, this story is so funny to me. maybe not to everyone else.
Disclaimer.
Maybe they will go like, you're not funny.
Right.
But when you're from primary, awusuzwa chirungu. The only thing you know is mama ndinenzara nesho nezorukutira kudzidziswa kuchikoro. Saka panaka shifter going to Botswana, I found people not really well versed in English kwacho. Botswana kwacho. So now going to school, I think I was blessed because the first time Panagarup class, there's this guy, he's still my best friend up to now. I know him Po, but I call him Psycho.
Okay.
Yeah. Then what did you in class? I sat down per desk, and then he was sitting somewhere far. Then he threw a mint to me. I don't know why, because he was far away, so I wasn't even talking, so it wasn't my breath. That's one. That's one thing I'm sure. But from then, he's just like, "What's up?" And then he started teaching me. So overall, the environment was welcoming. I don't know whether I was the one was blessed because we were facing my challenges. But then when I finally learned English and then Setswana, then I started communicating. Things became easier because I feel like we're all black, and what's the difference between you and me? It's only language. So the moment I know your language, then everything started becoming easier. And also, it just gives you the outer ego. The outer ego came out because when I was this side, I was shy. Actually, Elvis Chieza is actually really shy, but there's something about it which just gave me a voice to say, okay, you can actually just speak out.
Wow, Botswana.
When I was in Botswana, imagine. And then sports. Come on, man. I did everything.
You did everything?
I got medals at home.
Okay, for which sports?
You
ran?
I'm there. When it's ball time, the only thing which made me stop from playing soccer was Panagayenda. You know, my fear is you're like, but I'm new, guys. So then I looked at the basketball court. There was one guy bouncing a ball. I was like, let me go and see what's happening there. And then I joined the team, and then I even won the Sportsman of the Year, Tegato tournament. I was the captain. So I got everything which has to do with activity. Even go church, activity, wonderful, Pathfinder, SDA. Those were.
You still go to church?
Hey, what did you? No, because I do there and there. I think also it depends on the environment also, because when people in Botswana, I can rock a rasta and people will just go like, okay, cool. But then and then they go like, yeah. So
okay, fine. Since we are here per program media school big, I always really want to ask this question. But you talked about winning a lot of medals.
Yeah.
But now this is still about your childhood.
Yeah.
Which one was your school big moment as a childhood, as a kid in Botswana? Or not? This moment defined my childhood. I won from there.
The day that guy threw the sweet at me.
That's when everything changed.
Because Takazungu Sangana pa break time. And hi, my name is. I don't know English, it's okay. I also don't know, but let's teach each other. Then we became best friends. I think just having a voice, I think that's one of the most important things. We talk about ragat, but the beginning of it all, just being scared to even go to school.
Okay.
Like, what am I going to do? Who am I going to talk to? I'm just a Zimbabwean guy. And back then it was, there was xenophobia. Thank God it's kind of, but
low now.
Yeah, but then it was too much. So you find out the bullies and whatnot, they were there.
Okay.
But you find out, mafia no. Welcome. So that possibility and that realization, that guy saw something and he's like, nah, let's go somewhere.
So that was the moment.
Yeah, I was like, nah. I even showed the president pictures. Okay. Say Ramasisi.
Okay.
Yeah, she even showed him pictures. It was one of those highlights. But when you look at life, you're like, yeah, what got me here? What gave me the power to actually say, do this? It was someone who was saying, okay, my G, let's push each other as we go.
Okay.
So yeah, here we are.
Here we are. So here we are is what we're doing exactly on School Beak with NetOne. I'm in conversation with a man that has so many talents, stayed in Botswana, came back and ventured into film and theater arts. The man is Elvis Chieza. We're going to go on a break. We come back and look at his stories in detail.
With the rising of the sun, a new dawn beckons, giving everyone hope for a better tomorrow. One Money Remit brings convenience to your doorstep, connecting the hustlers, providers, long-distance carriers, and loved ones from one part of the city to the most remote parts across Zimbabwe, connecting people and bridging the divide through technology. We are committed to delivering innovative mobile solutions, enabling you to send and collect US dollars anywhere and making sure life goes on through one secure connection, keeping smiles alive and making a difference no matter where you are. With One Money, it's one time.
You're still watching School Big with NetOne, and I'm still in conversation with Everson. We started off from your childhood, growing in Rua, or rather being manufactured in Rua, moved to Botswana, I came back. Now, the most exciting part of your story, as I was going through it, is when you then went to Midland State University.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yeah.
And you ventured into film and theater arts. But the thing is, you initially didn't want to do
Film.
Yeah. You wanted to do law and psychology.
Yeah.
So what changed?
The lecturer. I didn't even know there was Midland State University, because I knew there was University of Zimbabwe, because every country has a university of its country. So but then Brighton Munaku, some guy, he's my big brother also. I did pa MSU. He's like, no, ngango ya ku MSU awone. Lobana gonna great for design, so it's great. And then there was water. I was like, let me come here. And then
because of the building alone
and the water, the nature was so beautiful. I was like, it's a good environment. And then I applied. Then they accepted me for psychology. And then there was also film. Then they gave me the options, like, you can actually change. The one I was like, no, let me go see film. And then I was bored when they told me, when the lecturer was just teaching about how Hollywood came up to be. I think that was also a boom moment with
an eye-opening moment.
And then, because I was like, it's just people. It's a group of people who met, and then they were like, if you go to this location, it is good sunlight, it is this, so it's not expensive to actually shoot. And then they called it Hollywood. And then it's a group of dreamers who just came up to be. So Midland State University, one of it was crazy, because MSU, you're from Botswana, but you're coming to MSU. Are you okay? I'm like, what's wrong with it? Yeah, which made me more careful, because I wasn't a party guy.
Okay.
The only time I went out was when I was moving around with the school. So yeah,
okay,
that's how it was.
And then you're now doing film.
I'm now doing film.
I believe before WEPAMOYO, there are the feature films, short films that you did. But then it was only up until 2020 that you became known. Let's talk about the films that you did before 2020 and how long it was for you as an artist, as an actor.
As an actor,
to wait for your big break.
My big break happened when I was at school. Because can I take a selfie? Can I take a picture? But 2015, my first year, that's when I did my first short film. But it was under Debbie Beta, who is now College Central. So with Debbie Beta, I do it all school project. And then we did a school project in the actor. I was like, what? I looked at school. Okay. Let me do another one. He paid me for another one in my second year. Oh, well, okay.
So you created this relationship.
I became a main actor ku Varsity, like Mafia Muntora. We did Kubusha. We did Toro, the short film. Some of them we even did My Best Friend. My Best Friend is the one which introduced me to Noctula.
The one
which introduced, which gave birth to WADIWA. So that's why we never released My Best Friend. Imagine. But yeah, my big break was Close Call. Close Call, I think.
Still Varsity.
Okay. Where people were like, nah, even my lecturer was like, this is the next Will Smith or Tonga Chirife. Will Smith and Mumkanzu. I'll be like, drama.
Okay. So now let's move then to 2020. Obviously, you have a lot of history.
Yeah, 2020.
When you look into 2020, a lot of people were under one roof, as I would like to say, across the world because of the global pandemic.
Yeah.
Do you look at 2020 and say, maybe if it was not for the pandemic, Zimbabwe would not have known you? Or you want to look at it and say, despite it being a pandemic, it was God's blessing to you for people to know you in Zimbabwe?
You said or, so I'm saying I can't choose between the two because both of them win.
Yeah.
I'm confident about the show. That's one.
That's one.
And then two, God actually intervened. I mean, there's just things happen, they just fall in alignment, especially when you're moving with genuine intentions.
Okay.
All we wanted to do was shoot something which would be accepted by the Zimbabweans, by our people. But then you find out that from Saudi, from all over the world, like, yo, we're watching this show. I have my Chinese friends here saying, Man Tawa, Man Tawa. All those things, they were beautiful. So, and then vanhu vozotanga kufunga manje kuti maybe wakajuma. I think that's the most painful part.
Exactly, because now after the drama, people are now asking you,
what happened?
Yeah. But what do you say after that? After that big break-up, when you're getting into season 2 and life after WADIWA?
Hectic, of course.
I'm not Juma, obvious.
I think Juma, that's one. And I'm sure they've watched The November Promise. Mm-hmm. They've watched Here Comes Goodbye. And they're going to watch Bachelors. I think Takato solidify would know, guys, it's true it as my film. And we're not going to stop doing the film. This is what you do. Send a message through this. So, and I'm sure that's the reason why they're listening to us right now. Because it's been 5 years now since we did WEPAMOYO. And when you really look at it, you're like, but how crazy is this that people still think of it like it just happened yesterday? So that's when you look at, there's a high power here.
There's
someone who is in control. And I can just show up and then he does the rest.
Because if I look at you, I believe most people like me didn't know your real name. You're now identified as Man Tawa. Do you think you can ever move away from Man Tawa? Because if you're looking at Sylvester Stallone, vanhu vakaona mamovie akudhara vanoti ndiRambo. Vanhu vakawanda chero vakaona mamovie vanongoziva kuti munhu by their name. Do you think you can ever move away from Man Tawa?
This is going to feel like I'm dissing the whole country. But back in the days, we didn't have the knowledge yokunzi munhu ari kuacta film. Ano saka panonzi Rambo paipa ini ndakazovhunduka kuti no hanzi Rambo, Sylvester Stallone. And then unozoona kuti no, you're actually right. Oh wait, he's also a producer. Saka unoona kutoona zita rake and then unozomuona achinzi Rambo and then you're like, but now people respect Sylvester Stallone because now they understand that Rambo, it's a classic. Saka inini Man Tawa, that was my dream kuti ini ndongorana chisinjo kuti ndongonzi Rambo. Munhu wese panongoona face yangu anyway.
So even up until you're 70, Man Tawa is still going to be okay?
Man Tawa is still going to be Man Tawa. And I was ndotodawo kuti kana ane 70 nomborowo inonzi chi anniversary honorary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. WEPAMOYO, we did it 50 years ago. And that's the most beautiful part. So it was a blessing, and hatina kujuma, we know what we're doing. But
then when you look at your film future, do you think you can ever create a role bigger than Man Tawa? Do you trust the media space or the film space in Zimbabwe to create something for you, or for you to create something bigger than Man Tawa? In a very few words, to end up to our second break.
Yes.
You can.
Yes. All my next, like, I feel like The November Promise surpasses Man Tawa. The Jabu character surpasses Man Tawa. He's dealing with different stuff. So I feel like every character I always look at them and go like, this one is iconic. So all of them are iconic to me. So
what if people still look at a new movie and say, but Man Tawa ngari Man Tawa?
There will never be another Man Tawa. That's the good part.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
Okay, so We still have this conversation talking to Man Tawa. He talks about a lot of movies. He talks about his life after WADIWA WEPAMOYO, because this is when we all got to know them and they have partners. We are going to be talking about the other people you invested with or you did movies with when we do come back for the final segment of School Big with NetOne. So for now, please do not go anywhere.
With the rising of the sun, a new dawn beckons, giving everyone hope for a better tomorrow. One Money Remit brings convenience to your doorstep, connecting the hustlers, providers, long-distance carriers, and loved ones from one part of the city to the most remote parts across Zimbabwe, connecting people and bridging the divide through technology. We are committed to delivering innovative mobile solutions, enabling you to send and collect US dollars anywhere and making sure life goes on through one secure connection, keeping smiles alive and making a difference no matter where you are. With One Money, it's one time.
So now we are in the last and final segment of School Big with NetOne with my guy here, Man Tawa. The movie that made you who you are. Yeah. It's very difficult to talk about your career without going back to it. So we want to look into that movie. Who was the brains behind the movie? How they got you in touch, how you executed your role, and your relationship with Noku on and off the screen and other guys. And also, one thing I would like to talk about is you guys had a dream to go play in England for Manchester United. And then you saw a woman, and then let's talk about that from the beginning. Kuti, what inspired WADIWA WEPAMOYO? Who was involved? How did they get to you?
It was written by Debbie Beta and Ian Musakanda. These are College Central. These are the guys from College Central. So remember I told you we met when we were at university. So I had a heartbreak. It was in 2019.
2019.
Yeah. It was a tough one. So I called my guy later. Yeah, I healed through WADIWA WEPAMOYO. I'm going through a lot. He's like, I got you, man. And then November, December, he sends, he's like, you'll be Man Tawa.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, this is a cool story. Then January, Ndopatagai shooter. So you look at it, Debbie Beta, Ian Musakanda, and then we have Wana Dillon, of course.
Obviously.
Dillon,
yeah. Shout out to Dillon.
Yeah, shout out to him. Chibaba Zajo. And then on and off screen, Yanguna, Tadiwa. I think back then actually my besties were like friends because we understood each other, we understood the goal and the mission, and nothing ever exceeding the what we did per screen. Nothing else ever.
Nothing else.
Yeah, of which they know that people should respect what I'm actually doing and the mission that we're on as actors. So yeah, so don't you know one I was like,
you did your part.
And she's amazing also. Vato moms and all. She's living life.
Living life.
The doctor, so.
Exactly. And then when you look into that script, like I said earlier, you are a group of guys. You had your manager, very inexperienced in terms of being a manager, but he had a dream to take you far.
The story itself.
Exactly. But do you look at it and are there elements of reality, Papa Nyaya? Because there's betrayal, I believe.
Yeah.
Has it ever happened in real time? You were in a space and then you ended up foregoing your dream because of a certain individual?
Yes. I think everyone who's a dreamer is always stuck between what they love and who they love, because both of these things, they deserve or they demand equal attention.
Okay.
The moment you say you're pursuing something as a dreamer or it means you're dreaming, everything that you're living is that, to a point already, if the other person doesn't understand, it becomes difficult. So when you look at WADIWA WEPAMOYO, the story itself, for me, I delved. Sometimes you never see it coming. It's like when we're here, it's an interview or we're talking, but then right at this moment where we're just having this conversation, it's just flowing. And then you look at it, my relationships, that's one.
Okay.
And then a very important part of WEPAMOYO was friendship.
Friendship, exactly.
Yeah, friendship, and people people love Biko, but no one wants to be a Biko.
Exactly.
Everyone wants a Biko, but they don't want to be a Biko.
Okay.
So no one wants to support the other person. That's something that we actually wanted to talk about. If you got someone who's a dreamer next to you,
who's willing to let go of their own stuff.
If you have an opportunity to have your friend as a king, I mean, you're gonna be a king's friend. So why wouldn't you push someone else to go forward? So when it comes to the crew and the script itself, we looked at so many elements which I felt like Zimbabweans fell in love with. And Taitarisa Futi, this is the secret. I'm telling you a secret now. We don't go far. We just look at ourselves. I'm a bachelor. The thing that you ever find is what a bachelor goes through. So one who wanna teach an American story, one who wanna teach a South African story. Unless that way they call, then I stay there, then I see, okay, what's happening. Plus also I believe artists are like the voice. Okay. We're like the voice of the people. Minimum office, you can say kind of accountant. You can say, hey, but you know what song. And artists are exactly. So it means that we have responsibility as artists to share or to be the voice of our people. That's why you see that if people see Munari in love, per show, but I Ndokuda, not I love you, not just simply Ndokuda. Everyone just because it's at home. It's at home. This is our thing. This is our product. So yeah. It was divine power. It was divine power.
So let's talk about the guys who also were involved in the movie. I also noticed Babano Ben Mahaka, a very prominent man in Zimbabwe. What was it like to work with guys? Because everyone knows him from Studio 263. Yeah. But why you wanted because of Botswana?
Yeah, that's the thing. And no bits and pieces. Then they told me, oh no, this is Tombambo.
Yeah.
Okay, Takambona 263, but I was still young. I didn't remember much. But because of course,
so we do have talent, I believe.
Oh, Paganzbona Ben Mahaka. Not to end, I want to who's been my governor? Oh, Chibaba shoot us so. And it's in Nino, that was the first time it was teaching mainstream. Because remember, Taivo College, Tadao mainstream. Senior Dara shooter, Didi Dara, but fair, one away, I was scared.
You were scared.
Like real life. Like,
a mistake.
These guys came to me 10 minutes before. They're like, say Mahaka is here, so you need to do your scene. I'm like, yo, this is the biggest man. This is a dream for me, and you're telling me just get it there. And yeah, but yeah, when things you ask that question where the elements and so over those I don't want to pin out to bad break because my life.
Real life. Okay, nice.
But Ben Mahaka, amazing. We're still working together. He has another project I'm also working with him in, but he's still coming. So yeah, looking for he's a great man.
And then talking about projects quickly. Yeah. What can we expect? You've also talked about Bachelors.
Yeah.
And then what else?
Oh well, the Bachelors for now. It's what's out.
Yeah.
It came out like 23rd of August. So we're still figuring out ways of monetizing it because YouTube really we won't be able to console Zorora. And we can't do another show. The reason why people are mad about WEPAMOYO, it's because test now my financial
my resources are
resources. Let's put it that way. My resources to shoot again. But my stories actually they're already there. So that WEPAMOYO is part of my project.
It's part of your project.
It's actually written right now. It's on the side. But if we can just work together, I'm sure we can. Yeah, we can win.
All right. Now we're edging closer to the end of this conversation. Sadly, unfortunately. But before we go, every time I always want to ask people their fitness and wellness routines. Do you go to the gym?
I stopped, man.
Why?
Stopped. Nanombo lifter industry.
No snack it. All of the industry.
I had to lift the industry. Anyway, for me it was my way out. Fitness. I use it to actually process my life and whatnot. So I can't really afford to actually go work out. That's one. I couldn't afford to even feed myself. So, eventually you just decide, okay, if I work out in the Dipisa, when I work out, I go all the way. So I decided, okay, I'm going to stop. It's been 2 years now. So I'm in and off. That's the most painful part because, yeah, you get to find some substitutes to what you call working out and whatnot. But it's one of my things. I actually run and whatnot, but
not that much.
I wish I could just get back in the gym and do what I love.
But you're an influencer. People look at you. They look at your board. They want to get something.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying if they have to understand, they have to understand this. These guys are not superheroes. They are actually people who are also trying to make it. It's like an accountant. In the tutorial account, I feel like that was with accountant. I don't know why I keep on saying accountant.
My account is.
I think you could be an accountant or something. Yeah, but yeah, I would have been told so that's why I feel like they just have to understand. Gym or said, man.
So, unfortunately, so I remember in Botswana, the first day the mint was thrown at you, that was your score big moment.
Yeah.
Then would I also conclude that Man Tawa with this Bigo 2020, that was another score big for you, or Paneimwe, and then we close.
Okay, let's call them out. Mint Day. Yes, and then literature. Just entering that literature class with Mr. Daka, and then we go to when I met Debbie Betts of 2015, my first film, when I first saw myself on screen.
Yes.
And then Kubusha was when I met Pico Dillon. Saga, WADIWA guys, WADIWA was wrong.
So you don't even look at it like the rest of Zimbabwe looks at it.
The rest of Zimbabwe looks at it like, I'm like, it's just the beginning because I'm here up until Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Stage. Anyway, you can't say what he says. But yeah, and then Man Tawa was also a big now because Tatapina mainstream, and then Nama.
The Namas.
And then I became a producer.
A film writer, and an actor.
Imagine.
Wonderful.
Imagine.
So now I definitely have to say goodbye to you. It's been wonderful having this conversation with you.
Goodbyes.
Even after 5 years, your name is still known as Man Tawa. We definitely want to know you in other upcoming projects with a bigger name, but may this never be taken away from you.
Amen. Amen.
Wonderful.
Amen.
So Zimbabwe, the rest of the world, the conversation has unfortunately come to an end. It was wonderful talking to Elvis Chieza, affectionately known as Man Tawa. So this was Score Big with NetOne, proudly brought to you by NetOne, Zimbabwe's leading telecommunications company. If you are not registered with NetOne, what else are you doing? So please go on our social media pages, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, we definitely have to say goodbye.